So hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and I'm really excited to have a very special guest on my show today. I don't even want to call it a show because when we're together, nothing is formal, and I'm actually having her for the first time on my channel, only because we've obviously been very busy in our lives, and you must have seen us during the Cricket World Cup. We were covering the World Cup for the ICC together. We did the whole insider thing, although we were in different locations. But any little time we had, we used to connect over culture, movies, and I mean, cricket, so much more. So I'm really happy to have Ridhima Pathak on my show. Riddhi, thank you so much for taking out the time. I know that, we're in different parts of the world right now, but my main aim of getting her on board was that I was so bowled over by the performance that I saw from India yesterday, just like the rest of the world. I thought, I need to celebrate. I need to celebrate with my friend. I need to know what she's feeling like, what was the mood in her house. So, I mean, really, first of all, congratulations. I mean, this is massive. I mean, I have to congratulate you because I feel like this achievement is something which is on a global level, something that can never be underestimated. So, yeah, I mean, how amazing would it feel, Riddhi? इतनी बड़ी achievement ऑस्ट्रेलिया में जाके ऑस्ट्रेलिया को हराना और वो भी A, B शायद कोई C team से, it wasn't even your main team.
Yeah. First of all, thank you for having me, Z. And I haven't said it officially on any channel, but congratulations for your marriage. And you were looking stunning in all those pictures. But आपकी entry मैंने देखी, I was like, this girl knows how to enter a party. Having said that, yes. I mean, what the Indian team has done. I had the opportunity of covering it. I covered it for a channel called Sports Today. And I just wrote it on my Instagram and Twitter that I wish I could find an adjective that did not cross anybody else's mind across the world looking at the way the Indian team batted yesterday. I wish I could lay down an emotion that you probably have not already felt. But the only difference is that, at least I've gotten a platform to speak about it. And yet again, today I get it. And what can I say? I mean, you've read Sachin Tendulkar's tweet that अगर आपको 30 marks मिलें तो आप सोचिए मत कि आप life में fight back नहीं कर सकते. This particular batting of the Indian team does not only resonate with cricket, but it resonates with a lot of parallels in life. It does. I mean, 36 for 9. अगर आप बड़े ही global situation पे देखें तो ऐसा था कि the pandemic hit us. The pandemic hit us, and then we made a comeback. It's so relevant with the situation and the times that we are living in, and that's the reason why the entire world is lauding the Indian team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think बड़ा अच्छा point you made here, because 36 all out के बाद, I mean 36 for 9. Well, I'm just calling it 36 all out, but 36 for 9. उसके बाद एक टीम का वापस आना सीरीज में, I mean, we saw all the ex-cricketers from Australia, Ricky Ponting से लेके, Michael Vaughan from England, and there were so many other ex-cricketers who completely dismissed India for the rest of the series, and they kept saying that अब तो कोई chance ही नहीं है इंडिया का, अब तो it will be a walk in the park for Australia. And you're talking about Australian greats, Michael Clarke, Ricky Ponting, you name all these people, right? And they had their tweets and their quotes. And against all of that, all the backlash, all the media scrutiny, India came out playing like real warriors, as if they had been, hurt, or, as if they had been wounded.
Yeah, and in fact, it did not take a 36 for 9 to write off the Indian team, actually, because when India was going to play against Australia, a lot of experts had said that it would be a whitewash. A lot of experts had said that, and when the 36 for 9 happened, of course, it was the most it was disastrous. But if you look at it, yeah, Zainab, look at the story. It's a fall. It's a comeback. I mean, and there's a story in the story. There is a Natarajan, and there is a Rishabh Pant, and then there is an Ajinkya Rahane, and and a very interesting point also that one of my experts said on Sports Today, when I called it like the India B team. There is no India A team or there is no India B team. It's just the Indian team.
Yeah.
Just our seniors, the leaders of the pack were not there, but it is still the Indian team. I mean, who can we call the B team? Can we call Pujara the B team? No. Can we call Rishabh Pant the B team? No. Can we call Shardul Thakur the B team? It's the Indian team. And it's the 23 and the 26-year-olds that took us beyond the victory line. Whereas as leaders, if you see, अगर आपने कैमरा देखा होगा, रोहित शर्मा अजिंक्य रहाणे बैठे हुए थे, and they smiled, they were like, मारने दो. It was like that. The leaders were looking at the youngsters take on the center stage, and I think this is where a lot of experts also made a point that this is what the new India is all about. Sometimes if you look at the 23, 24-year-olds here, you may find them a little careless. You may say that they're careless. The answer to that, I think, yesterday, I think Rishabh Pant and, they made a statement that they're not careless, they're fearless. If you see the kind of cricket that they played, it's fearless, it's not careless. So I think that resonates very well with our, Indian youngsters, or for that matter, youngsters across the world, I would say. So I think there's a lot of trust that is required. And of course, when I actually Shoaib Akhtar sir ka aapka show bhi dekha, and he made a very good statement ki, a lot of credit to the management, a lot of credit to Rahul Dravid. So I think that is what has shown.
Yeah, and I was going to speak to you about that. I mean, when we talk about a system, how important it is to have a good system through which players come through. I mean, तुम लोगों ने जो एक चीज stand out करती है वो ये है कि अपनी base को बहुत strong बनाया है. क्योंकि like you said, you didn't have a Virat Kohli, Mohammad Shami, Ishant Sharma, ये बड़े-बड़े नाम जो पहले इंडिया की टीम में रह चुके हैं वो नहीं थे. लेकिन फिर भी जो नया लड़का भी सामने आ रहा है, somebody like Washington Sundar, I mean, I was reading, he's already got a first class 100. उसकी already, मतलब वो बॉलर करके साथ वो अपनी बैटिंग भी कर लेता है, बॉलिंग करता है लेकिन साथ वो बैटिंग भी कर लेता है. Then Rishabh Pant, I mean, वो तो एक he was playing without any abandon, like he was not constricted in any way. So एक तो होता है कि आपके attitude and temperament, what you're talking about, having that kind of no fear of losing. But what about your system, the way you groomed your system? तुम लोगों ने obviously system improve हुआ है तो आगे अच्छे standard के players आ रहे हैं ना?
हाँ, बिल्कुल. See, it is an unsaid thing that cricket is a religion in our country. And it has given a lot of respect right from the grassroots level. And I think that is what is being I think India has made a deliberate effort to kind of make that system that they have in cricket for other sports as well. Our fight right now in India is not ki cricket mein kya chal raha hai, it is also ki how do we translate it to other sports so that, we have a great ground for the Olympics, for the Asian Games, things like that. I think that is our fight right now. So like you very rightly mentioned, I think cricket is very well covered. We have got a great system in place और वो हमारे performances में दिख रहा है, चाहे वो international cricket में हो या for that matter अगर आप IPL देखो, IPL has become such a great ground and a leveler for not only Indian cricketers but cricketers across the world. So I think cricket has got it right. I think India's fight right now is to how do we translate that to other sports.
अच्छा ये बताओ celebrate कैसे किया?
सेलिब्रेट तो बड़ा सिंपल था, अपने भाई को लेके गई मैं डिनर पे. मैंने उसको बोला चलो आज सेलिब्रेशन बनता है बिकॉज इट आई कांट टेल यू वो जब आखिर के 3 रन रह गए थे. I'm like, यार यहाँ पे आके कुछ गड़बड़ नहीं होना चाहिए, बस मार दो. And that 6 that went into the air, I saw that Rohit Sharma is not also key. Don't try that. Let's go for the 3 runs, finish it. I was on a video call with my mother because I'm not staying with my parents during COVID times. And the only thing we could talk about was cricket. Twitter was buzzing. It was great fun, yeah. It was good fun. Good cricket.
Yeah.
Maza aaya dekhkar.
Yeah, but like, did you think at the beginning of the day that India is going to be able to chase this down? Because it wasn't impossible. At least for me, I can speak for myself. When I woke up and I saw कि अच्छा अभी कोई बताइए सब एक there's one wicket down or something when I actually tuned
Rohit
in.
Sharma.
Yeah, so I saw that and I was like, there's no real demons in the pitch. And they were looking very comfortable out there and sorted out there. It just almost seemed like इतना कोई trouble नहीं कर रहे थे bowlers. So I had a feeling कि मुझे लगता है कि ये जीत जाएंगे.
नहीं, होप तो हम भी कर रहे थे बिकॉज देखिए लाइक यू मेंशन ऑस्ट्रेलिया फोर्ट्रेस गावो में जाके ऑस्ट्रेलिया को हराना और हमारे पास वो एक मौका था, एक छोटा सा मौका था एक दिन का 300+ रन स्कोर करने हैं, लेकिन मौका था. तो हम तो जो लोग बाहर बैठे थे फील्ड के, वी गॉट वेरी पोएटिक अबाउट इट ना. 36 पर 9 उसके बाद आप मतलब गावो में जाके ऑस्ट्रेलिया को हरा दो. लाइक आप फॉर 32 years नो टीम हैज बीन एबल टू डू दैट. It is going to be a story, right? So there was a belief, but was it realistically possible? I'll tell you that every expert that I asked, even on my show and otherwise, gave it a 50-50 chance. They did give it a 50-50 chance.
So tell us a little about who was saying what. Like, what were the predictions before?
I think predictions was, I think Pragyan Ojha said 50-50. Deepdas Gupta gave India 16 or 17% chance. They said कि Australia ही जीतेगा. ड्रॉ के ज्यादा चांसेस थे, जीतने के तो चांसेस बहुत कम थे. मैंने तो एक पोल भी चलाया था ट्विटर पे जिसमें ड्रॉ के बहुत चांसेस थे, लेकिन लाइक जीतने के बहुत कम चांसेस. खैर पुजारा, पुजारा, ऋषभ पंत, जो शुभमन गिल ने किया, आई थिंक उसके बाद वी गॉट अ लॉट ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस फॉर दैट मैटर. इवन दैट लिटिल नॉक, our captain, then captain Ajinkya Rahane, the way he led.
Tell me, how good is Shubman Gill? I mean, I watch him and I see that boy, and it does not seem like he's new to the circuit. I mean, I'm talking about playing at an international level.
Yeah, so this is one of the questions that I asked our experts also, that how do they look so fearless? इनको ऐसे देख के कैसे लगता है, मतलब इन लोगों ने सदियों से खेल रखा है. And they said it goes back to the management actually. It really goes back to the management. It's the mindset at any level. I'll ask you, like, you've hosted the best of cricket, and if somebody asks you that, how did you do it? I think it was just what you learned behind in your past. That's what you translated on the bigger stage. I think this is what the boys are doing.
Yeah, I think it's evident. Like, I mean, what you're saying, even Shreya Bakhtar was talking about this, like you rightly pointed out. He said, he said कि मैं रवि शास्त्री को भी credit दूंगा for all the flack that he gets all the time कि, coach क्या है, he's a cheerleader in the dressing room, he's not a coach, and like people have all these varying perspectives. The fact of the matter is that he was actually the leader of the team in the absence of Virat Kohli. I mean, there was nobody else उस तरह से of that stature to stabilize the ship. So he gave him a lot of credit. The other thing he spoke about was Rahul Dravid, and he said कि Rahul Dravid ने under 19s के साथ जो काम किया है, Rahul Dravid ने generally जो आपकी ex players हैं जो कि contribute कर रहे हैं academies में, cricket academies में, या फिर Ranji Trophy में, like all these things matter. So I think it all comes down to the fact that it's the system that's won. It's the system that's cultivating these players and making them what they are, which is what we are seeing today. So yeah, that's heartening to know. Okay, there is a system, and I think it's a lesson for other teams as well. Like in our part of the world, there's a lot of talk around our coach and Misbah and spot aado, ye kar lo, wo kar lo, sabko badal do. But the problem is, like, I actually said it in my talk with Shoaib yesterday, because Shoaib was saying to me कि you tell me, Zainab, you've been covering, तुम मुझे बताओ कि क्या ये management ठीक है, Misbah, Waqar. I said, look, fine, that's one story कि they're not performing, they're not delivering, you might need a change. But cake खाने में तभी अच्छा होता है जब केक के ingredients अच्छे होते हैं. अगर ऊपर से सिर्फ आप icing change कर दो तो केक खाने में का टेस्ट उसका बदल नहीं जाता. So that's why it's really important. Like, I think the lesson from this performance, at least the world, or at least my interpretation, is that you need to work at a very lower grassroots level to be able to get the results. Shubman Gill, जिस तरह से आईपीएल में उसको देखा या फिर उसको अभी इस लेवल पे देखा, like you said, the first impression you get by watching him is that this guy looks way too solid to be playing his first
Confident.
game or second game or third game. You know, he just looks really sorted. And it was the same with Washington Sundar, by the way. I mean, कहाँ से वो आए और people were like, कौन है, क्या है, and the way he hung around, remember in the previous test match,
Yeah.
and his contribution. So there's
The
actually
highest partnership at number 7. Our tailenders performed in the previous day. Yeah.
Exactly. So जहाँ आपके tail enders भी perform कर रहे हो और match बचा रहे हो, and then Ashwin, I mean, he was injured, but let's not forget his contribution. इतनी उसके बारे में बातें होती हैं रिद्धि कि वो पता नहीं इंटरनेशनल लेवल का बॉलर है कि नहीं, वो घर पे विकेट लेता है, घर पे विकेट लेता है. अब तो उसने हर जगह ले लिए, मतलब एटलीस्ट ऑस्ट्रेलिया में तो अच्छा परफॉर्म किया ना.
So आप मुझे बताएं कि what was Pakistan's perception as fans, Indian team? Like, I mean, we had about, our broadcasters said we had 60 million people watching the test match yesterday. So what was the numbers like in Pakistan, and were people watching it?
Yeah, look, a cricket lover is a cricket lover regardless of what origin or where he belongs to. So if there's a good match going on, regardless of who's playing, people will tune in. And to be honest, the thing is with this series, the series was so good overall. Like पहले 36 for 9, फिर उसके बाद इंडिया का comeback,
level हुआ.
Like the way it was going, I think it just drew the interest of the entire world and people from Pakistan as well. So I think everybody followed it. Any cricket lover I know was following it. If not watching it completely, they were definitely on their phones tuning in to see the score or just keep themselves up to date कि क्या हो रहा है. मैंने तो पूरा देखा था because I was really like excited at the prospects of the outcome of the game and of the series.
So what do you think was the game changer for India? What you made of it? Game changing moment कहाँ हुआ?
I think वो जो तुम लोगों ने draw किया ना पिछला मैच, मेरे हिसाब से that to be able to stand and bat for hours and hours and hours and hours, and it's called in test cricket there's something called a proper grind, right? So if you're able to do that with the old school, old fashioned style, then that as a team can give you a lot of confidence. So I think the fact that India was able to draw the previous game, coming in, their confidence and morale was high. And that's what we saw in their batting, in their bowling. I mean, at that point of time, I feel like it didn't matter who was bowling or who was batting, because of the fact that they were riding so high on the confidence and on the moral victory that they had from that draw. So like मेरे हिसाब से I think that was a changing, like of course they won before as well, but जब आप इस तरह की performance देते हो ना, आपकी टीम का पूरा morale जो है ना एकदम से lift हो जाता है. Then you all like, okay, nothing is impossible, and you see what happens is that failure also teaches you a lot, right?
Yes.
So when you fail and when you go into the lowest low, which is 36 for 9, I mean, nobody could ever imagine कि India 36 for 9 होगा. उसके बाद आपकी जो approach होती है ना, वो यही होती है कि अब इससे बुरा तो हम नहीं कर सकते. So the only way is going up. And that's what we saw. So I think that was what was heartening for people to see. But, Riddhi, I think the interesting question here is now that you, like your side, won without Virat Kohli.
Yes.
I think that is the biggest thing amongst this, that India won without Virat Kohli, a man who, they seem to be dependent on in a lot of ways in their batting, in their. So अब Rahane has led the team so well. There's that debate going on. देखिए क्या कोहली को कैप्टन होना चाहिए टेस्ट का या फिर रहाणे को होना चाहिए. I mean, what's your take? I really want to know. Or what's the sentiment in the country?
Yeah, actually, there is no debate because it is still Virat Kohli's team. It is, I mean, if you have a lot of credit to Ravi Shastri, there's a lot of credit to Virat Kohli also for instilling the kind of culture that there is in the Indian team. And it will still be Virat Kohli's team. Ajinkya Rahane stepped up and like the kind of, he's a very different kind of character from Virat Kohli. He's a very, very like
Mellow.
calm person, doesn't mellow guy. But he led the team aggressively, I'd say. If you see the kind of field placements he did, man, I think the kind of rotations he did. I think Ajinkya Rahane stepped up when the Indian team needed him, and I think and that is where it leaves no room for debate, is because Kohli has always been there and performed for the country, right? And so did Ajinkya Rahane when given the platform. So it just makes a statement out there that there's a culture in the Indian team where at any given point of time, when you're thrown into the fire, you have to perform, and you will perform. That doesn't take away anything from the leader of the pack. So
I have a slightly differing view to you here, and
sure,
I'm
tell me.
Yeah, I have a differing view to you. I just feel like from whatever I've seen, I think Kohli is a great limited overs captain. Like white ball man, he's a beast. Nobody can beat him in that sense. I mean, the way he leads, he's got that energy, that modern day approach. I just feel like Test there have been certain decisions of his which have been a little questionable for a cricket lover like me. Like I have been like, oh, why did he do this at that point, or why did he drop this player, or why did he make that particular decision? So, and I feel like Rahane has that calmness to him, which is required in pressure situations in Tests, because Tests are a real test of your character and your skill and everything. It's everything put together. So I just feel like Rahane has got that. He's got that element of leadership which is required for Test captaincy. So that's just my opinion, of course. And ऐसा चेंज हुआ भी नहीं, बिकॉज अभी जो आपका इंग्लैंड का स्क्वाड आया है,
इंग्लैंड की सीरीज है जी,
हाँ इंग्लैंड की जो सीरीज है उसमें तो कोहली इज बैक, राइट? But I don't know, that is just,
but there is honestly to tell you that there is a certain sect and there is a certain group that they do think that there should be a situation in India of horses for courses kind of a situation. So they do think like that, and I mean, each to its own, and their whole reading of the game. But it's still Virat Kohli. I mean, the kind of person he is, the kind of batsman he is, the kind of player he is. He's done for Team India, and then we'll see what is happening during the World Cup. Are you India? India are you World Cup?
बुलाएंगे तो मैं आऊंगी.
नहीं, बुलाना क्या है यार? आप ही का है. आप जब आओ. And I have promised you to take you to Goa also, so you have to do that.
Yeah, मैं सिर्फ गोवा नहीं, तो मैं आई तो फिर मैं एक टूर करूंगी, and then we can make a vlog of that. Seriously, I was thinking कि इसका एक vlog होना चाहिए for that'll be so exciting to just sort of film every moment, and I'll get it professionally done in the end and put it all together as something which is memorable in that sense.
No, absolutely, we have to do that.
अच्छा, मुझे ये बताओ, on a very totally separate unrelated note, तुम्हारी आवाज तो बहुत अच्छी है, तो एक गाना तुम इंडिया के लिए तो गाओगी
क्या? गाना नहीं यार, मैं कुछ बोल देती हूँ, गाना नहीं गा पाऊंगी यार. मतलब अभी तक लोगों को आवाज अच्छी लग रही है, जैसे मैंने गाना गाना शुरू किया बिल्कुल नहीं आवाज अच्छी लगेगी मेरी किसी को.
What about one line for the Indian team? Come on, you can do that.
I can't sing. I can speak. I let me talk. I can speak. That is something that I can do. You can find music in that. What's it?
Okay.
So I would just like to tell that, with the kind of performance that the Indian team has done, like you very rightly mentioned, without a Kohli, without a Shami, without a Bumrah, without Umesh Yadav, without Ravindra Jadeja, I mean, all the names, and yet to put up a performance like that. And there was so much that transpired, not just on the field for that matter, even off the field. The racial abuse and the taunting around that. To make a comeback from that, 36 for 9, and also the kind of the mental situation that Team India was, for that matter, the kind of situation that Rohit Sharma was coming out of. I think India has made a very big statement, not just in cricket, but also we can always draw parallels from it into the various fields and whichever field that you're in. And, during the COVID situation, I think the Indian youngsters were going through a lot of turmoil because of our exams getting delayed, because of, the suicide cases that were coming out. I think it was a situation which I think this is something 2021 has taught us that, bro, there's going to be a bad time, but you should know how to fight it. And I think that is the statement the Indian team has made, and especially 23 and 26-year-olds making a statement. I think it is a day for youngsters to celebrate in India.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Lots to learn from this performance, Ridhi. But thank you so much for your time. It was wonderful speaking to you as always. बड़ा मजा आया to talk about what it feels like to be on the winning side. We've seen that often India has made sure that those occurrences are rather frequent now. So that's something to celebrate for you. And
but all the best to Pakistan as well.
Yeah, of course. So आओ ना पाकिस्तान यार, seriously आओ.
नहीं मुझे तो आना है 100%. पहले तो अभी आपका बनता है 2021 में आना.
हाँ. Hopefully, if there's an event or something, a cricketing event or an ICC event, I hope that you come by. But yeah, thank you so much for your time, and I'm really happy that I got a chance to get your perspective. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this informal chat of ours. And वो लोग जो मुझे नीचे ट्रोल करेंगे और लिखेंगे कि तुम इंडिया के बारे में क्यों बोल रही हो और तुम इंडिया के बारे में क्यों बोल रही हो, मैं उनको पहले ये बात एड्रेस करने लगी हूँ कि no, I'm not on a payroll by anyone, and it's not about that. It's just about appreciating, as a cricket lover, appreciating somebody else's performance. And I think people in Pakistan are already doing that. So I hope that you guys also appreciate this as a neutral, as just a cricket lover. You don't have to bring politics into it or your origin into it or where you're from. Just appreciate the performance as a neutral. And if you want to troll, you're more than welcome to do that, because I have this policy of well left. There is a thing called well left in cricket. So I have this policy that I'm leaving this ball, this bouncer that anyone is throwing at my end. So stay safe, guys, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon.